How are you, everyone? I hope you're good. I'm sorry I scheduled this live stream for I was asleep. I have cold, so I had to take some medication and rest. Well, I'm getting better. Okay, let's just wait a little while for people to come around. You can see the live stream topic. By the way, yesterday, for a while, um, the Big Brother house ceased broadcast. And when they called back, I thought it was really my television. When I saw that people complaining, the volume was low. So I think technical issues obviously. But then after that, Abigail, hi, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. And then afterwards, their wager presentation was awesome. But unfortunately, um, hey Eunice, hello. How you doing today? How are you? I was just talking. I said their wager presentation was awesome, but they lost. Yeah, Eunice, I miss you. I missed you too, baby girl. Thank you so much for coming. I have to avoid showing their content because okay. So basically, you can see the topic now is on Ozee and his, I don't know what I'll, okay, let me say his professional counterpart. I did tell you the wager choco. No P. Hello guys. Thank you so much for coming, all of you. Thank you, thank you. The wager choco. Do you know that even before they even lost, I'm like, to start with, they said they don't settle. Well, I don't know the settlement. I don't like that kind of settlement. If that thing was like, I don't know, let's say outside the house, not just that they're in front of television for show, eh? He was Sky Ozee. This is how Ozee communicates in real life. Then he has very poor communication skills. I don't know if that is the ideal alpha male where you run away from your own faults. Lopi, we miss you too. We miss you. Where you run away from your own faults and keep projecting it towards a woman, towards a female. Like he is trying to wash his hand off any fault, any blame at all. Do you understand? So that thing in itself is baffling me. And trust my girl, Onyeka, she accepted everything. What do you want her to do now? She accepted everything because you can't be obviously wrong and then you don't even see what's wrong you did. That thing is baffling me. The girl said that at some point she disconnected from the conversation, but because she didn't want to walk out on the boy, she just sat down there. She disconnected. She was like, okay, I accept all the fault. Like she just wanted the conversation to end. She was like, yes, I accept all the fault. It's my fault. It's you get even during the diary session with Biggie. She to some extent accepted her fault. She said yes, she was one that brought about the shit thing and all of that. But Ozee on his own part, he blatantly like even the part that scared me about Ozee was where they said you planted a peck on her lips. He said rah, 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 rah. He said no, that's not true. That Biggie should replay it. Oh, the Onyeka and Ozee thing. I got tired. Honestly, initially I was excited with the fact that they were having a conversation. I thought the conversation was going to be fruitful. I thought the conversation was going to be something that was going to come up with good communication. And it's the irony of the whole thing is Ozee is a lawyer. Is this how I'm like? Is this how lawyers communicate? You understand? I was disappointed, honestly. He kept, like, I've never seen where a man, a full grown man, carries all the responsibility of a particular situation that they created and pour on one person and pour on the woman for that matter that I believe they call the weaker person. This is not that he didn't pick Onyeka on the mouth. He denied it though. He denied it blatantly. He denied it. Okay, okay. I was talking about Abigail. I actually did a video, a detailed video about the wager. You understand? So I was just carelessly talking about. I did a very detailed video about the wager. If you like, if you can watch it. You understand? I did a very detailed video. There were about 5 presentations. The first one was a fashion line which featured Topher and the twins. Then the second one was, I think I wrote it in my notes. Let me check. The second one was Dr. TJ. That guy. If he doesn't show us that he's a doctor, how are we going to know? So first of all, the ones for the clothing line, they were seeking two is it $200 million in order to build an AI fashion technology where you can switch one clothes for so many this thing. Hey, after the conversation, she said she should always check up on her. No, he claimed that he was worried about her, and then he asked his brother Ozee to actually check up on her. Forget Ozee. I hope Onyeka even does. Onyeka's why Onyeka is my girl. I see myself in her. I'm just joking. Though. I'm just joking. But I hope she does what the needful. Like the relationship has spoiled. See, that's why we have to be careful when we're trying to destroy a very good relationship, because when there's this thing on the, I know that relationships are not perfect. Yes, you would have issues and all of that, but just have to be careful, especially when you're dealing with someone that does not take accountability. Such relationships are very difficult. Yeah, Biggie wasn't impressed. No, when they were even giving dollars. Yes, in as much as I knew they portrayed the wager to be an African thing, because you can see they have almost all the flags of African countries. To me, it was something that was featured in Nigeria, and you're looking for Nigerian investors. So you should be talking about Nigerian currency, even if your your whatever was in dollars. You would, oh my god, even if your whatever was in dollars, you should try to convert it. It's just like now, I get customers that hit me up in my DMs that are not Nigerians, right? Especially for my professional courses on cosmetic studies and cosmetic science. Now, the moment you tell me your country, I'll go and Google the equivalent of my currency, my own Nigerian currency, with your own country currency, and send it to you. It's simple. Just Google it, the exchange rate, or you put it, what is the equivalence of so naira to so shillings, maybe Tanzania shillings or Uganda shillings. You understand what I'm saying? And then when I get it, I send it. So I was surprised when they were still giving dollars, because let's tell ourselves the truth. In as much as yes, exchange rate, dollars is not completely the universal currency in the world. But see, we all also have our currencies, and especially when you're going to look for an investor in a particular country. So you have to understand that the investor is going to give you the money in their own local currency. So you should be able to know their local currency and then work with it. So when they were even giving that dollars, $200,000, and that they were going to offer 5%, sorry, to the investor. Okay, I think the investor that bought into the fashion idea was Sean, right? Okay, so the second one, like I said, was Dr. TJ. He was dealing with a technology that I wish could come through. That his drone was the biggest drone I've ever seen. If you see the drone, it has about 4 propellers. It has about 4 propellers, very big like that, although it's with carton now. So he named his own Laba Laba. Now Laba Laba means fly, because he was referring to malaria, mosquito. I said, I wish that technology can actually come out and be true. So he said his own had to do with 3 phases of life in Africa, has to do with malaria, has to do with cholera, and then had to do with artificial light. He didn't really elaborate on that artificial light. What kind of artificial light? Is it electricity, or he just said artificial light? So, but the two that obviously was very obvious was malaria and Nopi. See, that's what I'm explaining now, right? Nopi, the baddest. They were not. Do you know? I was not a judge. I was just a viewer. I was watching. Do you know already? Me personally, I will not lie to you. I scored them 6/10. So when they lost, I wasn't sorry. Even before they lost, I said it now. And my brother was like, am I jinxing them? I said, no. To me, forget the presentation and the, when you're throwing out something very, very important, forget that is a show and all of that. But the authenticity is what we're looking for. I am not Big Brother, but trust me, when I was watching that wager, I didn't give them even anything close to an 8. I gave them a 6, like a little bit above average. That was because, to me, they repeated the same thing that they did last week, the panel of judges, the dance slam. They literally repeated it, but in a different way. So it's like they got because they won a wager with that's what they did last week. They think they will still, but it was a repeated panel. Like the panel last week was Chinwe, Sean, and I think the same Ozee as well. So this time around they just switched because Chinwe is not around. Obviously, they now made the Anita, Ozee, Sean, and then added Ben. So to me, it was a repeated. I didn't see anything new. Like I didn't see anything extra. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say to you. In as much as the task carried such, but to me, I just saw a repeated thing. And then the fashion thing also was also similar to what the fact that Victoria and Abigail, sorry, I said I am talking about Abigail here. The fact that Victoria and Cassia also did the clothing. Cassia was still presented there as the fashion designer. To me, I didn't see extra creativity. I just saw them like sort of building on a past glory. No P, I might be harsh, but honestly, that was what I saw. And like I said, another thing again that was weird to me was that not only did they even try to introduce a replica of one of our favorite investor in Nigeria, that's Tony Emelu, they replicated him in form of Ozee. They said Ozee Emelu, right? So it tells us that Ozee Emelu is a Nigerian. You understand? In as much as Onyeka came in as a South African entrepreneur, but she came to Nigeria to look for an investor or investors in Nigeria. So when they were talking about their cost in dollars, I was a little bit disappointed. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? For me, it would have been better if she gave the figure in South African currency, like it carries that African feel. Yes, no P, now you understand. When I was watching, because no P, when you finish, I don't know, Sha, you can watch my video. I did a detailed video because I sat down, I walked that task step by step. I watched it with a lot of attention. I don't know why I was watching with a lot of attention. To me, I don't know that is because, okay, I have a background in education. I actually read mathematics education, right, in the university as my first degree. Now, when Chizoba came on board, all through I was clapping. Like, if you even watch my video, you realize that I sort of featured more of Chizoba's content because I understood it. Like, Chizoba's content looks like the future. Like, it looks like an improved future. In as much as I know they were talking about AI, and we have gotten to a point where now AI, even me, I'm talking of this AI, I know besides to understand that AI like that too. But I just feel that we're talking of advanced technology, right? Onyeka song for me was just shabby. It was just shabby, where it's just like putting headset. I can easily go and look for an audio book and be listening to it. Maybe all those motivational audio books, all those words of affirmation, all those I don't know. To me, it wasn't anything special. You understand? It wasn't. You can go on Amazon, buy audio novels, buy audio books, buy audio everything. Like, even if you want religious whatever contexts, yeah, you can buy. Do you understand? So I didn't see much. Like, they didn't stress themselves, if you know what I'm trying to say to you. It was almost like they were just repeating what they did last week. So her own was just, I'm not saying mental health concerns are not important. It's very important, but it was shabby because people can, okay, she has to do something better than what a therapist can do, because even now you can get a therapist online. You can listen to a therapist online. There are so many websites that you can. So to me, there wasn't anything so extraordinary about her own. Do you understand? And the fact that as an investor, sorry, as an entrepreneur coming all the way from South Africa to Nigeria, you come with that kind of shabby technology that is even gradually becoming outdated, but that's by the way. So that was it for me. That was it for me. Like, I expected something out of the box. Do you understand? So that was it for me. Even before the whole thing, when they started giving the things in currency, in dollars, I was like, what is happening? They are too relaxed. They are way too relaxed. So okay. So coming back to TJ's one, he was talking about malaria, cholera, and natural light. Like I told you, that his natural light was not clear to me. What kind of light is that? It was not clear to me. For me, to some extent. Moving on to I've already spoken about Onyeka, so I don't need to push forward again, right? So the fourth person after TJ was Onyeka, which I just finished talking about now, where she even gave headsets to the so-called investors to actually have access to what her technology looked like. Then the next guy was Suj, right? So his own was even much more, will I say, when it comes to the energy aspect of it, it was even much more explanative in the sense that he said solar. But now you're speaking about solar system. To me, I was very okay. And you claim that we're in Africa, right? I know Africans were closer to the equator. So that means that we have good amount of sun, right? So you tapping into what we have naturally, organically, what nature has offered us, it's very good, and very smart and very calculative. But now where he brought in the batteries was what was contradictory to um what was contradictory to what he said, because he said uh something like when the thing charges, it can whatever, it can purify a lot of water, because his own technology had to do with water purification. Do you understand? Yeah, and of course, like I said, I wish those technologies could actually be real and they could just fast forward it to right now, present day. Because if there's anything that we suffer from in Africa, is bad water purification method, right? In fact, thank God, like, let me speak for here in Nigeria, one or two organizations that have really done a good job with example of such organization is NAFDAC, that have done a really good job in checkmating companies that have have been producing manufacturing water. Because I remember once upon a time when sachet water came into place in Nigeria, God, that was the time that the rate of cholera increased, because some people would just go to the river or go to any random source of water and just fetch water and just sealing. Now getting a sealing machine was not difficult, getting nylon, writing this thing. So but thank God, right, people got really sick, that like the rise on cholera was just sudden, even to the people that try their best with hygiene. Cholera, typhoid, especially typhoid was another rise. So later on it was checkmate. So Suj coming up with a water purifying machine was awesome, and using solar was awesome. But for me, adding batteries for me was, because the way he described the machine is the fact that once the machine has good amount of exposure, okay, it has good amount of sunlight exposure, it can do a whole lot, right? It can do a whole lot. So why now adding batteries? You understand? And we are talking of future technology. There are certain things that we're suffering now that we're supposed to have outgrown it. I don't know if now I'm trying to say to you. So that was why I was saying, okay, when TJ spoke about artificial light, probably was talking about electricity, I'm not too sure, because right now one of our problems in Africa, or let me even speak in Nigeria, because I speak to you today, Saturday, right, making it one whole week that we've not had light. One whole week there's no blink of light. We've been running generator all through. So electricity is an issue for us. Do you understand? So if we can create will I say external technologies that will curb the difficulty in electricity. I want to wake up one day and stop using electricity and stop using electrical power supply, honestly, and be able to generate my power supply aside from generators, to be honest with you, because um generators too have their own disadvantages. Not only the noise, they also emit carbon monoxide. Then you need to fuel it or diesel it, or because I don't think there's any solar generator. I think once upon a time, was it last year or so, here in Nigeria, they introduced using of gas in generators, but it failed. Yeah, it failed because at the end of the day, the gas prices became higher. So when you're talking about future technology, it should be something that will be way better. Do you understand? It has to do with problem solving, which I didn't see. It was almost like Nigerian mentality has really eaten deep into them. It was almost like they were drawn. They were still dwelling with things that our mentality. Even me, that man outside, I think I would have done better. Let me don't talk too much. Do you understand? So that's it. Uh-huh. So moving on to the next. So Dr. TJ was demanding for, is it he was demanding for $20 million, right? With the promise of 20% to the investor, right? But now the investor that picked interest was Ozee, which is the Ozee Melu. But he said he was going to give more than that. He said he was going to give 30 million, but with a percentage of 30%, like with his expected percentage in the project to be 30%. And TJ was like, no, that he could give him like 25. So almost immediately, Anita picked interest and then decided to give double what he even asked for, which happened to be 40. She happened to offer 40 million to get 25%, which was 25% he was offering Ozee, giving him more money. You know, that was a good deal, right? Omo wager, yes, Abigail. The wager was deep, but I wish they went deeper. There was an opportunity. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? There was even as you are like this, Abigail. When hunger tear you like this, you know they think of how to get out of that situation. Let's say now you open your bank account, you see 0 naira. Don't you begin to think of how to get out of that 0 naira? So for me, I felt they were still dwelling in our problem, right? So the last person, like I said, was Chizoba, and Chizoba had to do with education, which was something very, very, very intentional. And she was asking her money, what she was expecting was $1 million, right? And she was very straightforward. Her own had a sign-in app where there was a child, there was a parent, and the fact that really interested me and even made me excited about Chizoba's presentation was the fact that she was inclusive of children that had disabilities, right? So it was a whole lot for me. Yeah, yes, so due to age issues. Yes, let me understand due to age issues, no P. Age issues on what? Or are we aligning, are you aligning what I'm talking about, Chizoba? It was okay, yeah, okay, you're talking of, okay, I understand. Okay, no P is talking about Abigail's Tunita ship is sinking. Okay, I think we're done, basically done with it. So with the wager, in as much as the wager is not even part of what we're discussing today, but Abigail asked me and that was why I was breaking it down for her. But meanwhile, I have a proper video that I made that you can go and watch. I broke everything down there. Yeah. Now, let me just do something. Let me go a little bit personal. I remember meeting a guy in my early 20s, and I thought, when you're young, you have a lot of two stars. If you know what I'm trying to say to you, Abigail. So I met this guy, and he asked me my name, and I gave him a fake name, right? I didn't give him my real name. I gave him a fake name. Now, the reason why I did that was I thought, now at that time, free, you won't think that you catch feelings, or you won't think that that thing will go beyond anything. If you know what I'm trying to say to you, as a young person, you easily start relationships that doesn't even have future, but you start it. You know what I'm trying to say to you now, Abigail. Even guys, no, even for guys, no P, even for guys, you can just start something in the name of, you can just even be seeing it passing by, you understand, over a relationship, and then it becomes something very serious. So I gave this guy a fake name. Somehow, we didn't see again. We didn't see after that time. Like, we didn't see, because during that time there wasn't phone wasn't the phone mobile phone wasn't popular like that. So you need to have money. As a student that time, I don't have money to afford a phone, so you need to have money, or your parents are well to do that, they can actually get you a phone. So I didn't see that guy against me more than almost Kai. It took a while. I can't really remember the duration of time, but I knew it took a while and it took months. Then lo and behold, again we now met. I think we met in front of my school. Now he even recognized me. I couldn't even recognize him, right? Because the day I saw him, he was on a uniform. He was on a uniform because he was into one of those military parastatal jobs. So the first day I saw him, was on uniform. So the second time he was on mufti. So it was normal for me not to be able to recognize him, but he recognized me. And then he called me with that name. Now, I was even wondering, who is this? I didn't even answer because knowing it's not your name now, when you lied, I didn't even answer. So along the line, so I was like, oh. So I now later remember, put the one and two together. So coincidentally, from then, I don't know how he was. Okay, he was around the university. He also came for a course, a small course in criminology with the law department. So obviously we're not in the same school now. Guys should age be an issue in a relationship. We'll get back to that, no P. He even told her he's 26. He lied again. Are you serious? He's how old? Because I heard Ben saying he's 23 or so. He's in between 23 and 26. And she's like 29. Next year she will be 30. So I understand her. She can't be dating a Gen Z. You know, this Gen Z generation, yeah, their head is hot. So, and well, that's by the way, he even told her, yeah, Abigail, so I'm just giving you my own personal story and how the whole thing also affected my relationship. So down the line, I sort of know this person. Now, I started seeing this guy, right? Okay, Topher is 24. No. I started saying, you see, 23. Oh boy, in fact, let's just say he's 20, Abigail. This one that nobody knows his real age. 23, 22, 24, 26. But anyway, let's believe what he told her, because I don't think he should be adding more salt to injury in a bad situation that he is in already. So, my friends even started telling me that, tell this guy your real name now. It was not looking, just like Topher's situation, then sort of have an idea of his age. Now, me too, people around were like, Seb, why would they tell you? That kind of thing. And of course, this is like a potential, that kind of thing. Like, now, on a good day, when I sat this guy down and I told him that I wanted to tell him something, right? And he told me what was it, and I told him it was not easy. So that's why I sort of related with Topher. When yesterday the whole thing was a mess, I almost wanted to cry with them because I related. Okay, I think he's turning 24 this year. He's older than Suj. Okay, and Suj is 23. Yeah. So I sort of related. Now that day, I was literally sweating. I kept shifting. I'm going to tell this person. Now to a point that he even started introducing me to his friends. When a guy starts introducing you to his friends, it means he likes you. Now this guy started introducing me to his friends, and he was giving them the name I gave him. Do you know till today some of those friends are calling me that name? Till today, this is what I'm telling you. So that's what I'm telling you, it's deep sometimes. It doesn't come off like you wanted to lie to the person. It doesn't come off like you're being cocky. It doesn't come off like you're being, but it just comes with this youthful exuberance. And just like people are saying now, he's just 24. Some people are saying he's just 23. He's a very young chap. You get what I'm trying to say? That I relate with Topher, because it was around this age. I think I was in my early 20s, that kind of 22, 23. When I was when I had this experience. Me, it didn't reach to age thing. It was my name. Okay, so the day I sat the guy down eventually and told him that, guy, I lied to you about my name, and despite the fact I was trying to explain that this and this and this. Now when I told the guy, he was mute for a while. Then after a while he said, what again have you lied about? So I was like, literally every other thing is the truth. Yeah, but only that one lie. Now, that was the beginning of my problem with this person. At the beginning, when I tell this person that I'm having classes from 10 o'clock to 10 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. in the evening, he will believe me. But after I opened up about my real name, that I lied to him about my name, when I tell him I have lectures 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., it's almost like, are you sure? Now, there was this doubt here and there. Do you understand? Because he came up with oh, you have the potential to lie, you have the potential to tell lies, you know, that kind of thing. So I get you. Even if the relationship wasn't in the house, let's say it was outside. Now after this situation, trust me, Anita will build that trust issues with him. Like that trust issue, it will even build, it will just come in automatically. It will just come in automatically. Right? Now, Topher maybe along the line, you know, when they started, in as much as till now said I can't even vouch for them. When they started this relationship, it just came up as a strategic ship now, normal big brother strategic ship, right? Because it was so much of a coincidence where a pair was having a ship with another pair, the aces and the a whole pair. I don't know what I'm trying to say to you. So it was so probably it was just cruise. Now, do you know when I knew that this boy had started having some certain level of feelings for her? Okay, maybe because I shifted from the microphone, sorry. Okay, let me come back closer. So when I knew that this guy started having some level of feelings for her was when he was finding it difficult. He kept, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Abigail? When I knew he had started developing some level of feelings for her was when he kept shifting, postponing the day, making excuses. Even when Biggie told him, oh yeah, tell her now. He kept shifting the days and saying that it will let him don't say things that will affect their wager. When he started dragging his feet, that was when I knew that bros had started catching feelings. Because I remember when I started dragging my feet to tell this person about my age. In fact, when my name issue started, like that's why I said, let me go a little bit personal. When the issue of the name thing started getting to me was when I started liking this person. But prior to that, it was a game to me. I was just laughing. It was just like a game to me. I was just laughing. Do you understand? I wasn't bothered. But when gradually I started catching feelings for this guy, that was when I now started feeling bad about the name. Each time the guy calls my name, the fake name I gave him, God, the thing, it will just be as if I was so disappointed. You understand? I was so disappointed in myself. So when I knew that Topher was feeling disappointed in himself was when he kept talking about it. And then Ben, to make the matters worse, even though the people are saying that Ben has ulterior motive, whether he wanted to kick Topher out of the way and be with Anita. In as much as I noticed that Ben and Chizoba's ship has slack, like it's no longer as elastic, it's no longer as thick as it used to be. I noticed like that their ship, I don't know, it's not shipping any longer. But I don't think Ben had feelings for Anita in that way. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because Ben and Anita have known each other for a while. They know they, in fact, they were even calling themselves bestie, like they are good friends from the outside, right? So for me, I feel if Ben wanted to have something romantic with Anita, I don't think so. It's like Ben likes Anita. Yes, I'm not doubting the fact that he likes Anita, but I don't think he likes her in a romantic way. Don't forget that they are friends. And you know that this Big Brother house, when you know someone from outside and you walk in, you would look out for that person. Okay, Ozee and Handy were actually exes. They actually dated or whatever, in as much as Handy said he didn't treat her well, he was just using her for what he wanted to use her for. But them coming into the house, you could see that they respect that previous relationship. You can see they're not talking about, they're not fighting, they don't have any bad energy between the two of them, in as much as, yes, you know, Handy has said it clearly that she doesn't even like this was what happened. But the fact that you know someone from outside means a whole lot, because at the beginning of the show, the people you're with in the house are strangers. So at that moment, you value any relationship you bring or know from outside. So for me, that's the way I see the relationship with Ben and Anita. I see Ben like being overly protective of Anita for the fact that he knew her from outside the house. Okay, let's still travel a little bit back to All Star, right? Now, in as much as these All Stars, they know each other on social media, like not really maybe personal, or even if they did know each other personally or one-on-one, is based on maybe jobs or maybe social interaction or social gatherings. Now, you could see that when they came into the house, Sissy was expecting a high level of loyalty from Pere. You could see Sissy was really seriously gravitating towards Pere because of what they've had from outside. And that was why even during the Aquafina Paddy tax, Pere made sure he gave the Paddy whatever gift to Sissy. Why? Because of the respect, in as much as they were not really in a good place at that time, but the fact that they knew each other from outside, I think that was where the whole thing came from. So I am relating that same scenario to Ben and Anita. The fact that he knew, if Ben had any romantic feelings for Anita, I believe he would have asked her out from outside. It won't be in the house in front of the cameras. For me, I just feel it's us versus them. What do I mean by us versus them? We're friends. No, for instance, you and I are friends, and Abigail comes into the bunch as a stranger that we didn't know from anywhere. Obviously, it will look like you and I will be a tag team, not necessarily against Abigail, but you wouldn't want Abigail to hurt me, and I also wouldn't want Abigail to hurt you. So for me, I feel that's the whole dynamics. You understand? Ben feels that him and Anita have a very good connection from the outside. So coming into the house, I'm meeting these aces guys, meeting this Topher guy. They don't know him from Adam, so they see him as an outsider that they should shield themselves from, in case he's a deceptive person. Because to Ben, him lying about his age is deception to start to begin with. You understand? You might be a very good, that's why they say first impression matters. You might be a very good person, but one little slip off, one little misunderstanding can just cancel you. Ben even said Anita is his age mate and they can reason out everything well. That one is just talk. But on Thursday night after their pool party, these are the same people that sat down and declaring each other love, and I don't know what will I say. They were those the three couples, Sean and Wani, Suj and Nelly, Topher and Anita. And I was very happy when Anita was saying that she learns a lot from Topher. I think I even made a video about it, and I said, I hope this one I say you learned a lot from him and all of that. I hope when you find out his age, you will still see beyond his age. The fact that you are still learning something from him, despite the fact he is a young lad, it means that he is not totally useless. And I don't blame Anita. Everybody in life has their experiences. Like, she too gave a time, like an age frame that she can be. You know, Ben, Action Ben is living up to his name. Action guy, Action Ben. Have you forgotten that's his name? Do you get? So for me, I feel that everyone have their choices or their preferences for a reason. Like when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I also had that mindset of I can't date a guy that is younger than me. And you can see that Anita has even a time frame. She said maybe her age mate or someone older, but she shouldn't be more than 45 years. So she still has her, she understand, and it's okay for you to have your preferences, right? It's very okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You get? Now, probably she has had an experience that, okay, let me coming back to when I was in my 20s and was saying I was not going to date someone younger. The thing is that, number one, someone younger than me at that my age has not put his shit together yet, right? So that was it for me. I was looking more of yeah, potential is a good thing, but when you're looking at potential, you look at stronger potentials, right? Now at this time, someone she's in her late 20s now, approaching 30s. So someone younger than her, in as much as these days you see young millionaires at 25, at 27. Do you understand? But talking about realistically, those ones are exceptional. Yeah, talking about realistically, she's just 29. So any guy that is younger than her, right, maybe 3-4 years younger than her, some of those guys might even still be in school. But just the good thing again, like I said, things happen fast for some people. You understand? Quite, I believe Topher is done with school, you know, and all of that. But to me, I just feel like she has her rights. I used to think that way too, but when I now started approaching when I now got to like my mid-30s, I stopped thinking that way. Do you understand? People should just observe. It depends on the age. Do you understand? Now, someone in her 50s will be comfortable dating someone in his 40s, because in his 40s, we believe that he has gathered his act together, in as much as still age is just a number. Because last you will see a younger guy that has even a deeper level of understanding of things or to things than even an older guy, and vice versa for females. You can see a younger lady having a deeper understanding and level of things over an older lady. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So for me, I think, in as much as yes, wisdom comes with age, because the things I know now and the things that I can handle now, I couldn't handle them some years back. Yeah, Anita doesn't look her age. Honestly, when I look at her, she looks like she's 22. Honestly, she looks like this. She just balances with Topher. You know, she's a model. She takes good care of herself. By the way, I feel like Biggie is protecting someone in the house. Why can't he make it clear between Ben and Handy? You know, but probably me, I'm just suspecting. I don't know. You know, at the end of the day, it's just speculations we are making. Could it be that the video clip is not clear? Could it be that there's no clarity in whatever it is Handy is accusing Ben for? Right? I remember in my comment section, I think it's Eunice or so. Eunice, I don't know if you're still here. Eunice was one that dropped in my comment section that these girls can do anything for clout. And I'm like, if you're doing something for clout, why don't you do what you want to do for clout? But please don't bring in somebody's whole career, life. You know, those girls, they overdo. Like, people are saying one is this, but that Handy to get her own for body. See that video that is speculating on Showmax that she was destroying those things, those stuff in like, who would think that someone like that would be so aggressive like that? I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like that her action that is popular, that the video I didn't like that her action. She understands. So these girls are unpredictable. Honestly, in as much as you want clout or you want what's up. Eh? As in, do you know the thing till now? I don't even like thinking towards that direction. And there was something I noticed again. Like, let's just say, I don't know, we're just speculating. During that their individual diary session that Biggie introduced during the week, you could see he was paying more attention to Action Ben. And to me, I don't know if the way they are going about it is correct. The fact that they are going about it behind closed doors and all of that. But for me, I feel if these clips were correct or if these clips are clear, because I remember even the time of Kenem and T-Boss, that was one of those seasons of Sigobi. It was still night mode. That touch, that whatever that Kemen did to T-Boss, it was night mode and they saw it. So those cameras are very clear, even using the night mode. Because Ben is demanding for the clip and Biggie is not replying to comedy Ben. I'm telling you why. No, even the Handy themselves, they are also demanding for the clips. Both parties are demanding for the clips. Is it true that Biggie gave them a strike about the ninja stuff? I think he just gave them a warning. I don't think he gave them a strike. Because in between the game like that, he stopped. I never knew that day. It was that day I knew that Biggie could actually call their names properly. He's always calling them Wani, X Handy. That day, call them Wani, X Handy. Like I said, also you can call their name where he called them and slammed them and shut them up like that. You understand? But just like frankly speaking with Glory will say that it's like this year Biggie's ego is more important than the rule book, because like yesterday Seth, Anita was whispering something into Chizoba's ears, which I thought that was so, I don't know, the microphone infringement thing, I don't understand. Anita was boldly whispering into Chizoba's ears and wearing hearing what she was saying. The whisper, in fact, that is not even the first. That's not even the first of its kind. All the time, it's almost like a normal thing. The housemates whisper into each other's ears. It was even last week or so. I even heard Biggie also cautioned the twins for language. They speak in languages that we won't understand. Do you understand? And they throw vernacular anyhow without translation. It's like this is the rules are not working. I was even surprised yesterday when Action Ben was saying something like he wanted to use their stove to boil bathing water. He was not saying who was even saying that is it in the rule book? Help me check the rule book. Is it in the rule book? Is it allowed for me to boil water on the stove and use for bathing? I was like, oh, so you guys have rule book in that house? I thought they didn't have, because this year's this thing is just there. I don't understand. Even the so-called microphone infringements that they're even calling. I don't even understand. That day, so it was. So I don't know. It looks like Biggie's ego is more important than the rule book. A lot of things that happened in past seasons that people got strikes for, and even some got disqualified for. Looks like this season is not like that. Could it be that this season the people that came in, they have strong connection? Yes, now could it be that the people that came in this year, they have strong connection, and this Biggie is also relaxed, like his housemates. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Could it be that they have strong connections and you cannot talk to them? You get what I'm saying? So, there's something we call connection. Mira, hi, Mama, I've landed. Okay, you and I were chatting now, just now. Uh-huh. So I told you I'm on the live stream. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Right? So I don't know if this season whether so let us just know, let them just tear the rule book, let us know it doesn't exist because this season the housemates are behaving things that in the past housemates were punished for, things that in the past some housemates were even disqualified for. Because I'm wondering why since from Monday, I think it was Monday morning when Ben went to wake the handy up for their morning workouts, that this thing happened. So since on Monday, are you going to tell me that since that, because it was that morning she started complaining, that's why this season is kind of boring? Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's boring per se, but it's just something different, right, from what we're used to. Other seasons there's a lot of violence and all of that, and that's why probably show Max just to shake the table, since people are complaining that this time around the show is boring. They now drop that video of Handy doing what she's doing. Excuse me. Which to me, that's not content. That's not content. None of them. I'm telling you, Mira, none of them till now have had any strike. None. Offenses that even led to disqualification in some other seasons is almost even not looked. It's not even frowned upon. It's not even frowned upon. Not talk of even disqualification. It's not even frowned upon. It's not even frowned upon, sir. Not talk of even disqualification. It's not even frowned upon. So me, I tire. What video of Handy I haven't seen? Okay, where she was, I think that thing happened whether that Saturday or so. That Sean, that she had issue with her sister. That Sean was even saying that they are violent or something like that. I don't know if it's that video where she was scattering Biggie's stuff. Now in the past, like even All Star that just passed, Shepere, when he blew Biggie's wall, they gave him a strike. When he blew and injured Biggie's wall, they gave him a strike. But this one now, I don't know whether she broke the tail or she did not break the tail. I don't know. She was just, I don't know, Sha. But last, that was lack of respect. Do you understand? That was lack of respect to Biggie's property, because those things are Biggie's property. Yeah, I don't know. You know that in Nigeria, Mira, you're in Nigeria now. In Nigeria, we know how to do who is who. And Biggie didn't give her a strike. No, in fact, I said the video is even trending right now on Showmax. People are even watching it. Like, probably that's what people want, because people are saying that the show is boring. So I don't know whether people want fight to come. That's why I said in one of my videos that with the way the economy is harsh, with the way the economy is treating us like this, then we're looking for violence. Instead of us to be watching things that will be soothing to the soul, we're looking for something that will boost our adrenaline level. Ha! In a negative way to start, because I didn't like that thing. I didn't like that side of her. That side of her wasn't good. This season, Biggie has already lose guard. I did tell you, now he even first lose guard before the housemates come follow. Now he first lose guard. It's like, what, things like this, I'm suspecting. I don't think the production team is the same. We don't know what happens behind closed doors. So I think this is a new, everything is, I don't think it was the old, it's a company now. So people will come and go, people might get sacked and all of that. So I don't think it's the team that have always been behind other seasons that are behind this one, because there's just something about even the timing. In as much as I know that those their arena games, is a whole lot is put into it. Like the games too, the games, I said, no, Biggie deserves an accolade. The games are very on point and very intellectual, but I still see the part where the time is being misused. Like there's a huge mismanagement of time. Abigail said, "Oh, I don't like the way those girls dress. Nah, no, bruh. I tire. And see the, gosh, I tire. Even me, like, I tire. They will say they are comfortable in their own skin. They are comfortable with their body. You understand? So when you talk now, they'll say your body shaming them. Biggie is giving this housemate too much power. They are disrespected. Yes, now, to even him. I said the closest to what I saw was anger that Biggie portrayed was during one of those arena games, I think of last week, that the twins insulted one of the ninjas. You understand? By the way, this season Housemates do not fight like last season. Housemates just eat, drink, and sleep. My sister and my brother, it's not better like that. I say it's not better like that. I'm not tired of violence. Eh? It's not better like that. It's not better like that. It's not the same violence that is causing problem here and there that happen between Ruthie and the girls. That some people are even going as far as saying that when the girls come out, they should sue Ruthie. Isn't all weird? So you just don't know what people want. Eh? I've heard somewhere someone was saying that if the twins come out, they should sue Ruthie for the vile things she said about them. But it's so strange that we still want fight that now later on people will come and start complaining. Why did she say that? Why did he have to say that? That is why it's a fight. That is why it's called quarrel language. And that's why when people were busy making so much noise over that twins fight with Ruthie, I didn't take it seriously because at the end of the day it's quarrel language and everybody wants to hit below the belt. People want violence, people want fight, people want quarrel. But when the fight and quarrel comes, people cannot take it, especially when your fave is the one that is down. Imagine it was the twins that attacked Ruthie. People would have, their fans would have been happy. But it was the other way around. Next thing, some are saying, sue. So are you sure you people like that fight and that quarrel? Can your heart handle it? Can your fragile ego for your face, towards your face, can it handle it when you want fight? Because that fight you're calling is just like living in glass house and then you're throwing stones at your neighbor's glass house too. So when they also throw back at your own and it breaks your own glass, you'll be angry. You'll be angry that the person threw stones back at you when you were the first person that started. So sometimes that quarrel and fight can still create certain high level of toxicity, which it did some few weeks back based on Ruthie and the twins. So are you sure that is what you people want? NOP, the baddest. Are you sure that's what you want, my Uganda brother? And you know, last season, which was the All-Stars squad, those guys came with a very high level of toxicity. So there was fight every freaking day. So I think those people too, I'm sorry to say, those other All-Stars that just ended last year, I think it also contributed in shaping our mindset to fight. We want to see fight. But are you sure that is what we literally want to see? Like to me yesterday, for the first time, I enjoyed a Big Brother presentation where I saw intellectual people trying to bring their intellectual ability on the table. Do you understand? In as much as yes, people say it's a social experiment, but let's still just take out something, because yes, in the special social experiment, we're still taking out things. We're still taking out so many things, but please let's don't just focus on fight. I've even seen a creator that was the other day online saying that the show is boring. What is the show is boring? Bass booze. Is that the only thing you want to come and announce? Do you understand what I'm saying at all? No P. You know, like to me, yesterday's tax presentation was awesome. Even though that yes, there were some loopholes here and there. So you know, this season's Big Brother, almost every day they are doing task for brands. So that thing on its own too is wearing them out. That's another thing people don't see. Those tasks of brand that they are marketing for brands is wearing them out and giving them very little time for their wager presentation, like for their own practice of their own wager. So it makes sense sometimes when they do very sloppy presentation, like yesterday. For me, I feel that if they had more time, they would have done more in-depth research or creativity on that their wager. But you will see, there was the first day that X7 wager that Onyeka, within a very short period of time, they have constructed a song that they presented, that they performed with Wani. So that's a whole lot. Then still there's wager presentation waiting for you. So it's a whole lot. Do you understand? So when these housemates even sort of fault in their wagers, I don't judge them so harsh, because this season, if you people notice, there's a lot of brand this thing task, like almost every freaking day there's a task to present aside from their wager task. So that's a whole lot. Do you understand? So these kids they are exhausted. Like I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing I'm seeing, because if you look at this other types of tasks that normally showcase. I remember in past Big Brothers, it wasn't an everyday thing. Do you understand? Maybe in a week they will have one or two. Then they have 1 or 2 days to practice and put effort towards their own main wager. But this one, every freaking day. Today, okay, like only last week, if I can remember, there was Lush Hair, there was Guinness, there was that X7, there was which one again? Every freaking day, you understand, there is a task every day. In fact, some tasks we run we run till almost even 10 or even 11 p.m. at night. So you see them around 1 a.m. That is when they are eating their dinner. Do you understand? So probably no P, what you see as they just eat, drink, and sleep is because most of it happens maybe after their wager and at night, and maybe that's the time you yourself, no P, you have time to watch them. So, but talking about eating, they eat normal, but probably it's the time in which you see them eating that makes it look like they're just eating, drinking, and sleeping. Do you know that? Me, I don't know whether I'm seeing a different thing or maybe I'm watching a different Big Brother, but I see these housemates really working. Do you get what I'm trying to say? At some point, I was even scared for Chinne because Chinne happened to be on the big side when they were in that house. Like, she literally wasn't sleeping. The other time she was complaining of headache. I said, nah, maybe this woman no go get BPO. Because if you look at it, these people literally work kind of round the clock. Like, not round round the clock. But you will realize that when they wake up in the morning, okay, after their workout, okay, they have a little bit of time and all of that. But before you know anything much later, there's a tax, there's a match that has come into the house. And I don't know, just look. Maybe, as I said, maybe me, I'm watching a different thing from what you guys are watching. Though, I don't know. But every freaking day, there is a wager. Not a wager, I mean, there's a task aside from their wager task. If you notice, for me, I think the housemates um, they even build more content at night than they do during the daytime. Okay, see, after that party, that Thursday night, after they ate very late, around past 1, um, TJ was literally now working on their wager. And don't forget, before they went for that pool party, they did that X7 task. So it's somehow, you get what I'm trying to say? Like 2 weeks ago or so, I haven't noticed people even reduced their wager. Sorry, they reduced their party time for pool party. In fact, if you even look at this Thursday pool party, it was so boring, it was so dry. When I even made a video on it, I said it now looked like somebody just carried their phone and be playing music over the speaker. It didn't have that DJ vibe. It didn't carry that pool party vibe. It just did like a normal music that maybe when you're in your house walking, you just be playing your music and be cleaning your house. You understand? And be cleaning your house. Sorry, I just answered the call. Sorry. You get. So, nope, it depends on what you're saying. Sure, you understand. Let me put my phone on silent. So, it depends on what exactly it is you're saying. Sure, you understand. So, that is it for me. But that violence thing, I don't agree with it. I don't support it. No, as in, I don't. That to say Basbo's violence, I don't know where reality show became violence, and I don't know. Well, it just depends on what people want to feed on, and that's why you see even on this social media space when there is saga. Come and see how all those so-called people that react to saga, come and see how they are mounting views. I remember the time that there was so much saga on the Nigerian space, YouTube space. We that were not into saga, we were not even having views. It's even now our views have started coming back small because nobody had time to watch us again. Everybody were jumping from one reactor to another, jumping from one reactor to another to watch saga, to listen to Basbos, to listen to people insulting themselves, throwing themselves under the bus, some self exposing family secrets and all of that. So when did we degenerate to that level? When did we degenerate to that level? Some people are so excited when there is violence in the air. I don't know. Maybe everybody has their own independent experiences, but to me, when the reality show become Basbos, when the Basbos become what we want to sit down here and announce, do you understand? When did it become what we want to sit here and glorify to start with? Sure, you get what I'm saying. So for me, I don't. Well, that's for me. Oh, everybody has some other analyst of this show. I think they are also open to Basbos. They also love Basbos. Yes, that is what they want to report. That was why that fight between Wani and Hani and Ruti, in as much as it spiked a lot of double standard, it brought a lot of fakeness and a lot of lies among people. You could see some of those analysts were so happy. Do you understand? So I don't know when we degenerated to that level where we want bars, we want fight, we want. No, I personally don't want that. I want to see, in as much as yes, disagreement is allowed. Ozee and Onyeka's situation was, it was a disagreement. Do you understand? Like, I'm not into that bars, kind of. You understand? No P. I'm not into that. I'm not into it. I'm not into it. Do you understand? I'm not into that bars thing. No. As I said, when the reality show become something that is bars intensive, that we want bars no, 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 no. I said I noticed a lot. Ah, no, 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 please. Is that what we feed on? And then tomorrow we'll now come and say no violence. You start trying to do campaigns or open organization where no, say no to violence. Say when you want to be entertained by with violence, come on, come on. Now, if we call it a reality show, right? We call it a reality show because we want to see real life, light and everything. Can't we build a society where people can be peaceful? Hmm? Why do you think that as soon as the housemates jump into the house, they started jumping into ships? Because they feel that people want to also see love. Hmm? Do you get? They see that people want to also see love. And like I said, the other last All-Star season that just finished, the toxicity was too much that I don't think anybody wanted to even see toxicity. Like after that whole thing, the way people were condemning, I was, because I even remember that All-Star Messi one time said that people don't want to see somebody with bad character anymore. People don't want to see those kind of arrogance and all of that. So hello, you understand what I'm saying? Yes, in a house where there are strangers, people will have argument back and forth, but you know, there was a video I said something like people might not get unnecessary mental breakdown, because even those basketballs that we were seeing in the past, it was attached to mental breakdown that a lot of people did not notice. It was attached to mental breakdown. Like I think on my live stream that was, I even had like 2 or 3 days ago, I was talking here and I said something like some of these people, some of these housemates, we don't know what they are passing through. Do you understand? Okay, now look at you, Nopi. Are you not on your phone? Are you not on this live stream since pressing your phone and all of that? Later, when you feel like going out, you can go out. You can. But those people are literally like under house arrest. They don't even know what the time is. And that's why we say, they are swallowing Gary around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. They don't know it's 1 a.m., 2 a.m. It's you and I that are at home that have access to a wall clock or a wristwatch that know that it's 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So literally those people like kind of 72 days sounds like a joke, but when you are facing it in real time, it's not a joke. Being indoors, lock on that, like you're being given directive. If it's go do like this, you understand what I'm trying to say to you. So when you come in as an individual, it's easy for you to have mental breakdown, actually breakdown, and that is what generates into that basketballs, that fight. And that was why I made a video and I said this season there won't be that unnecessary mental breakdown. And I'm surprised people don't even realize that this is a pairing. Some people came with their sisters, some came with their brothers, some came with their best friends, some came with their, you get what I'm trying to say to you. So when you are about, okay, now see when Ben broke down, the next thing TJ ran and went to him. And you're having genuine and sincere reaction from your partner, not that fake mental or moral support where somebody will be claiming that is supporting you but behind your back is laughing or is gossiping about you. No. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I even said in a video that this season people will not have that unnecessary mental breakdown that leads to that buzzwords, that fight that some of you have gotten used to and classify it as reality TV content. Because this time around people came with their like sort of, you have someone genuine in your corner that can calm you down. Why do you think when Femi and Ozee was having issues, that was last week, and Mickey was telling him to go upstairs and rant, we were angry? Me, for once, I was disappointed in Mickey. Why would you talk to your partner like that? Even if you don't want to be on his side, shut up your mouth, because Mickey and Ozee have developed a good bromance or something, and they have a very good relationship. So when Femi was quarreling with Ozee, it was difficult for Mickey to be on his partner's side, right? The same thing too when I think that issue of TJ saying that the alliance is sort of tribalistic, and TJ was trying to explain himself, do damage control. Ben was even watching the situation. All of us were angry at Ben. Ben, you said, they support your partner. So there's always that. So there's always that support. So therefore, that mental breakdown that leads to all those bad bulls is not there, because this time around they came in pair. Okay, see Ruthie and DJ Flo. The week that those twins were tormenting Ruthie, that Ruthie was literally losing her mind, DJ Flo was there for her. So in as much as last she still busted out, and her frustration, she had moral support in a friend by her side. So obviously we wouldn't expect such what we refer to as entertainment. All right, so let me bring this is an hour now. Let me bring this live stream to an end. I'll still come back later in the night. That is after party. Maybe I'll still come back and we'll talk. Thank you so much for all of you that were here. Mira, thank you. I appreciate Abigail, Eunice, No P, Uganda, the old nine, the baddest, my Ugandan brother. Thank you so much. I'll still come back here at night. And I really appreciate your presence here. So thank you and bye.